Yeah, hello everyone, Nevin Reacts here, and welcome back to another video. So tonight I'm going to be reacting to another history video called The Most Epic Party in History by the channel Simple History. Oh god, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh wait, let me just go get some tissues first, just in case I do sneeze later. Okay, I'm back. I got some tissues. So as I was trying to say, tonight I'm going to be reacting to The Most Epic Party in History by the channel Simple History. I know this is going to be about the Field of the Cloth of Gold, which was during the Tudor period with King Henry VIII and King Charles, I think, or I don't remember his name, but the King of France, having, like a peace treaty. But if there's one thing we know throughout history, it's that peace treaties between France and England don't last too long. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Simple History makes great content, so, yeah. Crap, I forgot to put on my headphones. Good thing I haven't started the video yet. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
The most epic party in history. The Field of the Cloth of Gold, June 7th to the 24th, 1520. From June 7th to the 24th of the year 1520, King Henry the...
Wait, are there subtitles just in case I can't understand what he's saying? Subtitles. It's auto-generated, never mind then.
8th of England and King Francis I of France took part in a diplomatic tournament known as the Field of the Cloth of Gold. The two monarchs were in their youth when they hosted this glorious event. They entertained each other and the over 12,000 attendees through fantastic banquets and grandiose spectacles. All was richly decorated in a spectacular display of wealth, most notably with wildly expensive cloths of gold. English and French...
Oh, so that's where the name, this got its name. Okay. And if you pay attention, you'll see that the flag of, the British flag has like the same symbols as the French one right here. That's because throughout most of England's history, most of its monarchs have been a foreigner rather than local nobles. For example, William the Bastard / Conqueror, he was French, and King Henry I, whose mother was French, which makes him French. So yeah, then you have King George I of Hanover, which was basically in Germany. And so was his son, King George II, who was also German. So yeah, throughout history, England's kings have not been English, but rather foreign. So yeah, that's why the flag has the symbol of the British royalty right here, and the flag of the French royalty, the blue and the yellow flower.
Relations, however, had been rocky for centuries, with hundreds of chevauchés, pitched battles and sieges fought against one another. The two fought during the 100 Years' War, which had taken place between 1337 and 1453, pushing the English land further onto the continent, only to be largely lost in the 1450s under an ill Henry VI. Tensions between Francis I and Henry VIII had grown quickly. Only 7 months after becoming King of France in 1515, Francis overshadowed Henry's greatest military success at the time of capturing Tournai by conquering the far more powerful Duchy of Milan. But the Field of the Cloth of Gold was part of a larger plan for peace, known as the Treaty of London, signed in October 1518. The Treaty of London included most of the major European powers, and it was agreed that none of those nations who signed the...
Wait, really? Oh, I thought the Field of the Cloth of Gold was like just between England and France. Oh, okay. Oh crap, I need to sneeze. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit under the weather tonight. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, let's take a look at this map first. Kingdom of England, Scotland, Ireland, France obviously, and I can't see this because the symbols in front. Catholic monarchy. The Papal States of course, and Kingdom of Naples, Ottoman Empire, Principality of Wallachia, Principality of Moldavia, Kingdom of Hungary, House of Austria, Holy Roman Empire, Confederation of the Swiss, Grand Duchy of Lithuania, yeah, I think that's it.
The treaty would initiate a war with the other. This was in the hope that together they would all resist the strength of the growing Ottoman Empire in the southeast. As part of the Treaty of London's diplomacy, for instance, Henry's prize Tournai was returned to France. The key figure involved in this pact for supposed universal peace was Cardinal Wolsey, Henry VIII's chief minister. Henry VIII was initially attracted to the idea of an international peace treaty, partly because he wished to act as Christendom's peacemaker, but also partly because he could not afford another war. With the support of Henry, Cardinal Wolsey was appointed papal legate, which is a representative of the Pope who could act and speak on the Pope's behalf. Using this immense power, Wolsey would become the principal organizer of the Field of the Cloth of Gold. The ceremonious event took place in as much of a neutral location as was possible, right in the countryside between English Guiana and French Ardres. It was no ordinary tournament, for the area was transformed from a simple countryside to an ornate and bustling city in a little over 2 weeks. Large, extravagant tents were erected to house the 6,000 English and 6,000 French men, women, and children,
wow, that many. Jeez.
Accompanying King Henry VIII and King Francis I. To show off his own wealth and magnificence, Henry erected a temporary palace for the occasion, though the word temporary...
A temporary palace in just 2 weeks. Jeez. And my house just took over a year to build, finish being built. And these guys built a temporary palace in just 2 weeks. What the hell?
It doesn't quite give it justice. The palace was huge, with each side measuring over 300 feet long. It was bricked to a height of 8 feet, with timber frames reaching as high as 30 feet.
That's taller than my house. And this was in the early 1500s. Jeez.
The timber was then covered with canvas painted to look like bricks. At the entrance, there were famously ornate gold fountains that perpetually produced red wine.
Dude. Could I get that fountain? I'll see if they're on sale. Online. Probably not anymore, but, you know, never hurts to check.
There was a great desire to keep the wine flowing, as the English brought over 40,000 gallons of wine to the festivities, alongside 14,500 gallons of beer. This was the equivalent of 4 pints for every single guest for each day. The palace also had brick towers, and upon entering, attendees would have been struck by the palace's use of 5,000 feet of clear glass. So much glass, in fact, that the French called it the Crystal Palace. The palace also included a chapel and a gallery, as well as individual compartments for Henry VIII, his Queen Catherine of Aragon, Henry's sister Margaret, and Cardinal Wolsey. Yet another way to display extravagance was through the feasts. They were large in number and extremely varied.
Oh yep, those medieval feasts. The middle-aged nobility sure knew how to dine.
Alongside the never-ending wine and huge quantities of meat, the English brought over 20,000 fish, including a dolphin. Great effort was made during the Field of the Cloth of Gold to make sure that neither Henry nor Francis's egos were put into question. Among other complicated logistics, exact timings were calculated for each king's entrance and exit to events so that neither seemed favored above the other. This certainly didn't stop them from trying to show off to one another, however. During the jousts, Henry managed to hit a knight with such force to the head that his lance broke. The events in archery also allowed each king to boast which nation was the better skilled with the bow. Throughout the tournament's activities, the king would usually remain on the same side, except famously for a spontaneous wrestling match between the two of them. The wrestling match was thought to have been initiated by Henry, but won by Francis. To conclude, as the historian Glenn Richardson has shown, the tournament was not simply a party for peace, or the site where two drunk kings wrestled, but an event organized by Cardinal Wolsey to confirm the King of France and the King of England's commitment to the Treaty of London's universal peace. For the two kings, however, peace could never be sought simply for harmony's sake, but must have additional benefits, such as securing the loyalty of their own people and the respect of their rivals. Therefore, the tournament was also the field where Francis and Henry battled using weapons of spectacle and magnificence. It was a royal competition of who could prove themselves the greater defender of the Christian faith, the more chivalric leader of Europe, and the wealthier patron. In the end, Henry would side with the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V against Francis when Francis invaded Italy the following year, and with that, the peace would be broken. The marvel the Field of Cloth of Gold evoked from contemporaries, however, as well as Henry and Francis's continued exchanges of letters and gifts into the 1520s and 30s, convey the grand mutual esteem and admiration that was created out of a memorable meeting in an everyday Field of Cloth of Gold.
Imagine if two world leaders just, put their shoulders around each other and did the peace sign for a photo. Very rare nowadays. Though I could imagine Putin doing it. So, yeah. That's all I really have to say, really, because, like I said, I don't really know much about the Field of the Cloth of Gold, so I couldn't really comment on this video that much. So yeah, this was more of a learning experience for me, as well as many of you who don't know much about the Field of the Cloth of Gold yourself. So yeah, that's all I have to say. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe. Check out my Facebook page, link is in the description. And if you want to check out the original video by Simple History, which I highly recommend you do, they make great content. Link in the description down below. But anyway, that's all for tonight. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!